So I encourage you guys. I encourage you guys, especially football people that are really, whether you're new to the game or you enjoy the game, I encourage you guys to go look this stuff up. Go watch film on it. There's tons of film breakdown. I think Urban Meyer even has a whole video. I think they do something with the Big Ten Network where he breaks down film and he speaks very highly and talks in detail about how much Tyler Warren is actually able to do and how versatile he's able to make an offensive coordinator and the nightmares that he's actually given defensive coordinators. All right. So I encourage you guys to go look up more of this stuff yourself. But as far as the sort of the takeaway from today's episode is making sure you as a business owner now, all right, you got to use what you see in the game, which is one of my superpowers. Use what you see in the game, the mistake that's being made in the game, and you have to fix it. So one of the things that I remember being told when I got moved to fullback when I was in college, all the players have sit downs with the head coach at the time. His name was Coach P. And right now, this was his first year not being the head coach at Stony Brook. Shout out to Coach Kosh, by the way. I saw you got the coach of the year and put the Stony Brook Seawolves football program back on the right track. So congrats to him, who too, by the way, is from the DMV. Like I said at the beginning, anybody from the DMV, anybody from Maryland, my Maryland folks that know football guys from Maryland, that's me. I'm always gonna cape up and ride with my DMV guys that are into football. So shout out to Coach Kosh. I look forward. I'm gonna try to make the trip out to Long Island and chat with the guys and give a speech, give some motivation to the football program. I'll link up with Coach Hatch and I'll try to make it out there this spring. So, but anyway, one of the things that Coach P told me when they moved me from linebacker to fullback, and we had our final meetings at the end of I think it was at the end of the spring or the fall, one of them. He explained to me that being in that position, he said the importance of that position gets very overlooked because you are at the point of every single attack. So whenever I was on the field as a fullback, I was going to be at the point of every attack. What you just saw with Tyler Warren is when they bring him in and they look to block this linebacker out, he's at the point. A defensive coordinator knows that. All right, they know that, and they're communicating that with their guys. A smart linebacker, smart safety, smart defensive players know where that player is who's coming in, and they're looking to run behind him because he's that guy. So when you know you're going to be at the point of all the attacks that you're looking to launch on the defense, when you know you're going to be that guy, you have got to have your fundamentals on point. You got to be square, like they just explained. You got to make sure you're taking your proper steps, taking your proper angles, because you have the advantage as the offensive guy because you know the snap count, you know the play. The defense has an idea, but they don't know it. So you're going to be able to get that first step in, and your stuff has to be you can't be reacting. You got to be the aggressor. All right. So when it comes to how we translate that into the business world, when you are in the process of interviewing people, when you're in the process of bringing folks in, your questions need to center around how many things they can do. The same way, I'm going to put the picture up for you right now. Swiss Army knives right here, right? The amount of things you can do. You cannot. I see this mistake happen. I see business owners make this mistake on a regular basis. You have a position that you put on Indeed and you bring the person in for that position, and all of a sudden they're hired, where that may seem like a good idea when it's actually one of the worst things you can possibly do because in business, you got to be growing. Your questions and who you bring in needs to be centered around how many things a person can actually do.